People seek to find their own story during transitional periods. Welcome to the world of Yongju, who wants to guide herself and those around her in such times. Today we will talk about BO-REUM's impressive debut novel. Welcome to the Hyunam-Dong Bookshop. I will probably mispronounce many Korean words, sorry in advance. This book, which takes you on a warm and inward journey, deeply explores themes of personal transformation, healing, and the power of literature to bring people together. This is a story about people who find their own pace and direction, who struggle with thoughts, shake, and sometimes fall into despair, but still believe in themselves and wait. So, in a world where we tend to belittle many things about ourselves, including our well-being, unless we strive and recover, this story depends our small efforts, labor, and perseverance. It's a comforting story that warmly embraces those of us who lose the joy of daily life because we push ourselves with the constant thought of you need to do better all the time. The story revolves around Yongshu, who leaves her job and husband to rediscover herself and takes a brave step by opening the bookshop of her dreams. Yongshu opening the bookshop reflects her desire for self-expression and his interest in the more meaningful aspects of life as she struggles with societal expectation, emotional fatigue, and remnants of her past life. This place isn't a physical location, it's a sanctuary, a space for transformation, and a gathering place for connecting with others. None of the characters in the book force, judge, or give advice to each other. Perhaps this is the best way to offer social support. So I believe this is one of the lessons to take from the story. I really like this. One of the key characters at the bookshop is Minjun, who has distanced himself from a society ruled by high achievement and constant struggle. He applies to work as a barista at the bookshop. After a successful school life, we witness Minjun, who initially applies for a short-term job but finds peace and purpose at the bookshop, create his own definition of success. Contrary to society's expectation, he goes with the flow of life. Minjun's mindset that many successful people who fail to be good to themselves or others might not be able to form. I'd like to read them. He said that it wasn't easy to decide to carve out my own path, but I acted like it was, even if I didn't reach where I wanted to be. I didn't think that made my life a failure. What I did was not to rush to conclusions about what things meant to be. That's why I decided not to think deeply about my life. Instead, I spent my time eating what I wanted, watching movies, doing yoga, and drinking coffee. I focused on other things. And after a while, when I looked back at myself, I saw that I wasn't actually a failure. Here, the author explains the change in the definition of success through a metaphor. After years of trying to wear a shirt with buttons, but no buttonholes, the character realizes that a t-shirt is more comfortable. We see that when he changes the truth in his head, despite society and all judgments, he becomes happier. I can deeply understand and internalize these thoughts patterns at this moment, at this current stage of my life. I especially see that the more I detach from the values of the society, the happier I become. Another character is Young Seo, who finds the opportunity to untangle the chaos in her life and discover inner peace while knitting. Working on a contract basis in her work life have led to her mental exhaustion. That's why we see her knitting as a form of meditation in the freedom and peace she finds at the bookshop, helping her gather her inner strength despite all the injustices, all exploitation she endures. She who respects labor and justice to transformation of both herself and the bookshop by ordering a drink every 3 hours each day. She visits the bookshop to avoid causing financial loss, and by distributing her knitting designs to the guests at the book club, she returns to her work life, having gotten to know herself better. The strength of the book comes from the rich dialogues between Yongju and the other characters who came to the bookshop. Each character is filled with different struggles and hopes. Additionally, the book critiques societal pressures by examining modern society's obsession with productivity, success, and external achievements. The characters' stories remind us that success isn't just about climbing corporate ladders, but about finding inner peace and creating a life aligned with one's true passions. In conclusion, Welcome to the Hyunam-Dong Bookshop is a work that celebrates literature, community, and the small yet profound ways life can change. It emphasizes psychological resilience and the healing power of healthy social connections. Even though these characters' actions may not be seen as great successes by the world's standards, they are constantly striving and evolving, and as a result, they end up a few steps ahead of where they started. So it doesn't matter if the place they reach is seen as high or low, beautiful or insufficient by others. As someone who has worked with many managers who built their careers on selfishness and ambition rather than collective success, with skills that are gray and unclear, unable to hide their unhappiness, I believe that happiness and unhappiness lie in our actions, and that the work environment is even more important than doing the job you love. Details and themes of this book have caught your interest. I definitely recommend reading it. Before I forget, I would like to thank Sue and Sienna very much for their support of this video. And if you liked my video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification. See you next time. Peace.